little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishies as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found the peace that comes from watching my fishies as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Even if that wasn't under the weather, we're going to carry on without her. It's great to have so many good friends here. See, I need to do things now. Like shut this off. There. Okay. I don't do this on my own. I've done this by myself for so long. I may not. I may have forgotten how. Let's see. I want to get the camera a little. How about getting it? No, gotta get the other way. I'm befuddled. Befuddled. Actually, I am a little befuddled. Turns out, I convinced myself I overcame my AFib, and I saw the nurse today, and we did a test, and I still have it. So I'm going to go with the shock therapy thing. See if I can get past it. I better. She said it's because the lower part of my heart, when I do the vagus nerve, causes it to beat more slowly, and so I don't feel the stress. So, right, no Dina today. Poor us. Well, poor Dina. Thank you, Jaden. I'm going to need prayers tonight. No, I'll be fine. I'd rather expect. I've invited Megan to join me, but I don't know. She's got 3 little kids that she deals with, and her husband's probably at work. So I don't think she's going to be able to make it. And it was kind of last minute. Dina sent me a message a while back, but I just got it. My fault, not hers. So here we are. It's show and tell tonight. Let's see, there are a couple of things I wanted to show you. Uh-oh. They're all gone. Wow. All my magazines are gone. I guess I need to get more. The current issue of Tropical Fish That's the May, June, July issue. So right, May, June. The May, June issue has several articles in it. Let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. It's a big article on anemone, which is nice. Here we go. Here's one. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. The Father Fish Method for Natural Balanced Aquariums. Louis Foxwell, aka Father Fish. And it's a rather extensive article. So I'm going to post a video about this, and also a link so you'll be able to get to the article and be able to read it. It's, I don't know, about 6 or 8 pages. And there's the rest of it. Here it is. There also is this piece, which is more from Father Fish. And then there's another piece in here. I can get to it. I think it's back here. I may not find it. Here we go. Meet the aquatic influencers. And here's another nice article about Father Fish. So, a lot of really special promotional material this month in the May-June issue of Tropical Fish Magazine. This is a subscription publication. It is published online as well as hard copy. And I believe we have a discount if you want to get a subscription. There's the TFH publication has given us a special deal for our friends to be able to get a subscription. We will be in future magazines. We're building a relationship with TFH and want to be able to use that as a way of being able to promote the National Aquarium and our approach to it. Let me also mention to you, and I don't have the link for this, Dina does, that our book is available as an ebook at our e-store. Will be available as a hardback in a few months. We don't know exactly when, as early as June. It could be late summer, early September. We don't know yet. That's really up to the publisher. We're at the stage right now where we're putting together the format. So once that is resolved, then it goes to print. So we're real close to being able to make that happen. The book is substantial. It's 500 pages. It's written by a group of research scientists, lab technicians, and teachers, professors, if you will, as well as hobbyists. But it's written not in technical language. It's written in hobbyist language, maybe is the best way to put it. It's written for the hobbyists. And it covers, as you can imagine, in 500 pages, it covers a wide range of topics. The table of contents alone is about 5 pages. So there's enormous detail in it. It is intended as a research tool. There's also a glossary at the end of it, I believe. And if there isn't, we need to do that, Tommy Denda. It's intended as a research tool. It's intended to provide answers and solutions for you as you're developing your natural aquarium. So very exciting things. We're also rebuilding our online store, making it much more user-friendly, easier to be able to access, and with more products. We have upwards of, I don't even know how many, somewhere between 150 and 200 products, maybe more. I know there are that many. We are planning, we're at this point, we're providing plants in all categories of aquatic plants. So we have a group of plants in every category. We have basic dry goods, things like filtered sponges, heaters. We have food for baby food, for small fish, and for adults, and a number of other things. We have the aquatic aquascaping toolkit and some other products of that type. We have not been offering botanicals of late because we've wanted to support the work of Phillips. We've been promoting Phillips and will continue to do so. But there are a couple of items that we can provide, specifically some of the botanical seed pods. We now have huge collections of them, and we need to be able to offer them. Also, some driftwood. We will be increasing the driftwood availability. We haven't done that yet, but are looking forward to being able to do that. In addition to all of that, we want to be able to offer fish. Now, keep in mind, our goal is to provide items at lower than typical prices. In other words, if you're shopping around for plants, you will find our prices highly competitive. And in most cases, we sell for a little less than some of the other quality plant stores, online stores. We do offer a full guarantee. It's not a money back guarantee. It is a replacement guarantee. And it's based on the failure of the shipper to deliver on time. If packages are shipped and delivered on time in 2 to 3 days, then we know the plants will be in perfect condition. If there is a problem, we certainly cover the problem. Plants that take a week or more to be delivered are not going to be in good condition. In many cases, they'll be completely ruined. We will replace them with your assistance in one area, and that is we will bite the bullet and take the big hit on replacing the items uh, for at full cost. In other words, we'll pay for another batch of plants to come out to you. We ask only that you help us by covering the $10 shipping cost. Now, if that works a hardship on you, we certainly understand that, and we'll work with you. But we do ask that if a shipment fails, we're happy to replace it. We need pictures. We need some proof. Just send us pictures, and we'll reship the order, asking only that you cover the $10 shipping cost. Let me get back a moment to the issue of fish. One of the major problems with shipping fish is they do, with the exception of bettas, very few fish are going to last more than a few days in a bag, in a box, on an airline, or in a truck. 3 to 4 days kind of maxes it out. And in truth, more than 2 days stresses the fish. So what we're looking at is trying to figure out a way to be able to provide fish with better shipping, with overnight shipping. That's expensive. It's $50 on average for overnight shipping. Now, in point of fact, from where we're located on the eastern seaboard, central U.S. in Maryland, it costs about $35 to ship east of the Mississippi. It costs $55 to $60 to ship California or Texas or Washington State. We don't want to create a mixed bag situation like that. So I think what we're going to do is have a minimum order, probably of $100, and charge a flat rate of $25 for shipping. We're going to take a hit on it. And we'll just make it up. It'll simply reduce our profit margin on the fish. Our prices are pretty low, and I think we can be competitive and still be able to do this and be able to make a profit. A profit to us means covering our expenses, and our expenses are a whole lot of people, 8 or 10 people, who are working in the Father Fish organization at various levels, doing various things. They're being paid stipends for the most part. We only have 3 full-time employees. Everybody else is part-time, is helping out, but we need to be able to support them at least at some marginal level, which is what we do. We're not paying full-time salaries beyond the folks who are working here in our store doing the pack out, which is a big full-time operation. We're here from 8 in the morning really 6 in the morning until 7 or 8 in the evening, pretty much 7 days a week, doing the store. Lots of other things are happening. Uh, we have a strong online presence, and we need help with that. We have bookkeeping services, which we do in-house by paying someone the money we would otherwise pay to a bookkeeping service. So we do everything possible to engage and to support our friends and those who have made a commitment to us. Very well. There's all that. Um, I will also say, just to round this out, we're making it. We've been able to make payroll. We buy products. We pay the rent. We stay in business. Um, we're not putting much in the bank, but we're hoping to grow to make that possible, because we do have a growth plan that we would like to be able to work toward. So your support, and the support of so many others, is just critical to us. The store, this beginning of the year, January, surpassed 10,000 sales. We have made more than 10,000 sales since prior to January 1. Since that time, I would estimate we're at about another 2,000 to 2,500, somewhere along in there, over the first 3 months. Actually, it's more than that. 4, 6, 12. Well, yeah, 2,000 to 2,500. So we're going to exceed that 10,000, or maybe achieve that 10,000 in 1 year this year. Pretty exciting stuff. All right, that's not what we're here for, but I wanted to bring you up to date on where we are with our organization. Those of you who have been following YouTube are aware that I have not been making videos lately. Sidious, Ryan, has been making videos. Now, he is one of our authors in the book, school teacher, and a remarkably talented young man who's done some very, very high level, high quality videos. His most recent one on leaves is it's going viral. It's at 10,000 views within the first 2 days. It's doing just extremely well, and is a very high quality piece of work. There's another one coming out, I believe, the end of the week, on ponds. I'm going to be doing some videos. I've been kind of on hiatus, primarily because of my health. I've been, frankly, too weak and too worn out to be able to do it. I'm feeling some better, and I want to be able to get back in track. We have lost our editor. He moved on to greener pastures. He was with us for almost 2 years, which was a long time for the kind of business. He's full-time in the business, and has a number of other clients, and is trying to build his own business. So he gave us so much, and we're so gratified. to have had his support and his help. But we're looking for an editor right now. Ryan's going to be able to help us out. He's an enormously busy person. Has a family and a full-time job, and does a lot of volunteer work, including us. Very, very busy guy. So we really don't want to put pressure on him. He's been kind enough to help us with a number of things and continues to do so. But we do need an editor, so we're looking. All right, Megan, I need the StreamYard link. It's not at the top. Oh, you're right. That's why nobody's here. I invited Megan to come up, and I never posted the link. Ain't I the smart one? All right, let's get it in here. Honestly. Yeah. All right, there's the link. Let's pin it. All right. I did my monologue, and now you can join me. There's the link. Let's see. White Beard, greetings from Turkey. 2 weeks ago, I set up an aquarium with plants and no filter by following the steps in your video. I'm already starting to see microorganisms and small creatures. Well, bravo, that's wonderful. Excited for you, White Beard. It is sometimes, here's Megan. Let me get, hi there.
Hi.
How are you? We need the light. We need your face lit. That's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you. And thank you for coming up.
Oh, no problem.
I seem to need a sidekick to pull this off. It fills in the empty spaces. We really need more. Can you turn your overhead light on?
I know. I need to fix my lighting in here.
Put it in front of you if you can.
Oh, that's a good idea. Ha ha ha.
Much better.
Better. There we go.
There we go. Now we can see your.
Now you can see
right.
my beautiful.
I did want to say something. A couple of things. When you're setting up the tank, when we teaching this system has been a process. And we started at the beginning, not at the end. If we had started at the end, we would have included at the beginning all of the things we learned and developed along the way. If you're following what I'm saying, it is that we're recommending and have learned to do things in recent years and months that we did not know in years and months ago. We started this 5 years ago. I actually started the Dirted Tank in about 2010, so nearly 15 years ago. So we've been doing YouTube for about 5 years, maybe a little longer. And we pretty much started out doing natural dirt in tanks. There are certain things we did not know to do. Probably one of the most important breakthroughs was the food web. And that came 2 years down the road. So, what we've been recommending and continuing to recommend is the food web as a secondary thing. And it should not be a secondary thing, it should be primary. In other words, when you set your tank up, set it up with the food web. A couple of people had said to me recently, why don't you put the food web in right away, right at the beginning, when you're first setting up? And they're right. It makes perfect sense to do that. I've even been teaching, I even taught using fish to break in a tank or to make a tank stable. The food web accomplishes that very thing. By developing a food web right away, you're bringing all of the organic life into the tank at the very beginning and giving all of those microorganisms a chance to be able to develop the nitrate cycle and all the other cycles that are a part of a balanced aquarium. So, not doing any kind of a course correction here necessarily, but that is to say, if you will start your journey with our more recent videos and then work your way back, that'll give you the right kind of time frame because we include everything in the recent videos about setting up the tank. We just add more to it. There's more detail. We know more about it. So as you're developing your skills, learning about how to do this, following the Father Fish system, start with their most recent videos and then watch the older ones and work your way backwards. We have more than 2,000 videos. So you'll never get through them all. And about 500 of them or more are live streams. I think it's probably closer to double that. It's closer to 1,000 that are actually hour to 2 hour long streams. That's a hopeless task to watch all of those. But the videos are topical. Many of them have indexes. You can read the little clip about the video and determine whether it contains information that's helpful. Eventually, in this magical world I live in, all of this will be categorized and organized and in a directory so you'll be able to click on some specific issue and it'll take you directly to that part of that video that contains that issue. We don't have Father Fish and AI yet, but we're getting there. It's a slow, hard process. That's really a big part of what Megan is doing. She's coming forward and is developing our social platform footprint and also rebuilding our store to make it much more accessible and interesting, and hopefully we'll get more sales as a result of all that. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing with the store?
Yeah, so right now we've taken a lot of feedback from just customers, and I know that the site may be a little bit hard to navigate. So we're working on trying to make it a little bit more user friendly. And then we're also going to have a lot more products to offer. So we'll be offering standalone stems. We were able to add some new anubias, some ferns, a couple jungle vows. So we'll definitely be keeping that inventory up a little bit more. And then also just going to have like a whole new website. Same on Shopify, just a completely different layout. So that way it's a little bit more product forward and it's a little bit easier to navigate. And then all the plant descriptions are updated with a bunch of care tips, some Father Fish tips, some beautiful photos. All the descriptions are pretty much completed at this point. But yeah, just going to be having a new website that is just a little bit more easier to find things. Everything's categorized now, so just a little bit more easier to find things, and it's just gonna be a little prettier.
Nice. Well, thank you. Darwar says the old 2-hour live streams are a great background to fall asleep to. I dare say. Well, I've watched some of my early videos, and they were pretty halting and pretty difficult to watch. The quality was very poor. We all grow in what we're doing, I guess. There was something else I wanted to mention, and two things. Somebody made the comment that they have goldfish, which makes it difficult to get the food web going. I've had other people express concern about the fact that their microfauna and macrofauna are being eaten up as quickly as they're put in the tank. The solution for this is to build the leaf culture to the point where it has some depth, where it's half an inch to an inch deep. If you will build that up, now don't do it on day one, because all those leaves in there is too much dead material and it's going to crash the tank. Do it slowly and gradually. Put a handful in every week, but do it consistently. Do it faithfully. Even if there are leaves in there, add more. It increases the biology of the system, and it will build a strata of food web that will allow the microfauna to live in that and to not be detected by the fish above it. They'll dive down into it, try to hunt in it, but they're not going to get everything that way. So build up that food web, at least in part of the tank. If you don't want to do it in all of it, you can create a buffer, a baffle to hold it back and do it in a certain area, but you want it at least an inch deep. That's one thing. One more thing I want to mention. Nothing is perfect. We talk about the Father Fish system as a perfect system. It's not a perfect system. It's maybe as close to perfection as human beings are able to get, but things happen. And there are things that we're not necessarily in control of. Achieving that balance is not always automatic because we're part of that. We're influencing it. We're doing things in it all the time. So we may have a situation, for example, where algae just is taking over and messing up all the plants. If that happens, you need to take action and deal with it. It's not going to go backwards. Now, you can try initially to cut the lights off for 2 to 3 days. That can help and often does. You can try cleaning it, siphoning the debris on the bottom. Now, I know if you got a food web, that sounds counterintuitive, and it is. But I think, frankly, the food web goes a long way toward preventing that from happening because it's absorbing all that extra nutrient that otherwise would not be absorbed as quickly or easily. The third, and it's important for you to know this, you may need to do a partial water change. I am not opposed, have never been opposed to doing water changes. I am opposed to doing them for no good reason. If you don't need to, then don't do it. But if you need to, then you need to do it. Just don't maximize it, minimize it. Do 10% water changes. You may need to do a 25% water change. You can gauge that by how it affects the tank. For example, a tank that's starting to get cloudy, if you will do a 10% water change, very often it'll flip it, it'll clear up, and it'll be perfect. You may need to do a little more, like up to 25%. Do the 10% first. If it doesn't work, then do the 25%. If that doesn't work, then you need to look at other possibilities. But there is a problem solving process that you need to be engaged in. If things are not flowing in the direction you want, if, for example, there's a lot of debris in the tank, dirt is flowing, then that means the sand cap is not deep enough and there's dirt coming up through it. You need to try to find that and you need to add more sand, at least to that area. So all this is about is making it clear that if things happen, you need to find reasonable ways to deal with it. That's what the Discord server is for. It's to help you find the reasonable, natural thing to do that maintains the integrity of your natural aquarium. All right, enough of all that. We had somebody up earlier who gave up and left. So we're gonna bring folks up. If you want to join the party and come on up and show off your tank, we'll start doing that. Now, Mike, thank you so much for your donations. You are greatly, greatly appreciated. Hawkins is here. Hello, Hawkins.
Hello, how are you?
Nice to see you.
I see you. Doing good. I finally got my black paradise fish from Dan's Fish. There he is.
Oh, nice.
I just sent. Well, I introduced. He came like at 12 o'clock yesterday. He's getting used to the tank. I have another paradise fish in there, and live food really does. I will tell you, it helps their color, like fish's color.
Oh yeah, no question. Their color and their vitality.
Yeah. And then I got my flag fish. I might need to. They kind of are like they like to kind of pick on the other fish.
Those two should get along. The flagfish is another pretty aggressive fish.
Yeah.
So you should not have a problem with those.
I know that I read the females they're less aggressive than the male.
I'm sure that's true.
Yeah. So I just have the females in there, and I mean now he's not. I'm not noticing any kind of aggression, and I'm having good plant growth. I'm saving up money for I want to buy a Fluval Flex 15-gallon tank, but on my next paycheck I want to get.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm definitely, and then I'll set it up and then put dirt this time on the bottom and then cap it with like 2 inches of sand.
Right.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice to see you. Great to have you up, Hawkins.
It looks
Yes, sir.
awesome.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Here.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Nick Snacks is here. And I think Nick Snacks has a full screen. Nope, wrong. Let's get him.
Oh, look at all of them.
Look at this. Isn't this pretty? I think maybe we'll give him full range here. I'd like to see a little bit. What do we have? We got a pond. A pond in the living room. Is that right?
I got a rescue mission going on.
Ah. Oh, you have a rescue?
All these at the beginning of the year. I filled as many plants as I could, and they started having babies.
Look at all that. What are they, mollies?
I got mollies, guppies, and their offsprings, and then there's some shrimp in here, but they're all pretty well hidden, I think, at the moment.
Nice. What size tank is that?
This is a 55. The stock tank is a 40. This only has plants. Water started falling out, and then here's a little experimental thing. I was playing with some bacteria.
That's the 40 breeder. Looks like.
But this is the mother and the most joy for sure.
That's impressive.
Thank you guys for allowing me on.
Oh, you bet. That's great. Love what you're doing.
Thank you.
By the way, show us your windows. You got lots.
I was about to say, let's see all the little plants you got back there.
So we have some Queen of the Night tomatoes and some small kale plants, and then the spider plant, of course. The spider plant started as one of these little buds, and now has kicked off multiple generations.
No wonder. Very nice.
And then eventually, this is just water, but eventually this will be more than just water.
Wow.
Trying to get a bog filter going on. It's just bacteria. There's nothing living except for the algae, of course, yet.
That's exciting. Your molly's elected. You can put some mollies in there. They'll go absolutely crazy in there.
I will do that then before the end of the night.
All that green water, they'll love it.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I'll tune back in soon.
Thank you, Nick Snacks. Nice
Thank
to
you.
have you. How cool.
That's going to be really cool to see it grow.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fish balls. What does he say? Oh dear. Well, we'll throw down the challenge. Adam says, I want to live in Father Fish world. Where is it? Right there. Where'd it go? Oh, I lost it. Let's see.
I just saw it too.
Adam likes the super chat. There's somewhere they're not showing at the top of my chat for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. What's this? Well, Fish Family is thinking. There we go. But where is it?
Let me see if I can find it.
Must be way back there.
6:30 on the dot.
6:30. Okay.
Right after Whitebeard.
Oh, there it is. Right there. Okay. Let's see. Brian. We'll do this. In South Georgia, our ponds are stagnant. Lots of mosquitoes. It's mostly planaria. there is a lot of microscopic life that you're not seeing, and that's beneficial. The problem with the planaria is that it's eating all of the macrofauna, the scuds, daphnia, that sort of stuff. Um, it's kind of problematic. I think what I would do, start feeding, use a fine mesh net and start pulling stuff out of there. The mosquito larvae in particular, and feed those to your fish. It is an absolutely magnificent food for fish, and I guarantee you they will eat every larvae that is put in that tank. You will not have mosquitoes in your house as a result. It just won't happen. They are a primary food source for every small fish in the world, including some fish. And you'd be surprised how big some of the fish are that eat mosquito larvae. So definitely be feeding that, using it as food. If you have a tank that has like mollies in it or other small fish, you can put green water in there. They will eat the green water. Green water is single cell algae. It's a food source for plant eaters, little tiny ones. In particular, it's very desirable. So yeah, and any leaves you have, go ahead and put them in your tank. Your fish will eat the planaria as well. Planaria are a natural food for fish, for small fish. They're not bothered by them. They don't sting them, and they can't really cause any particular harm to the fish. Don't be afraid to put them in your tank. They will get gobbled up. There's Squirt. Like I said, Squirt's here. Let's see. YouTube Trolla. Let me get over to YouTube and pass some wrenches out. Here's Aria.
I think it would be cool for Brian to start a resurrection jar in that pond, because I couldn't imagine how many little things are in there that you, like you said, you don't even see.
Well, there really are. It's absolutely true. All
I
right.
always get the best cultures out of like polluted water.
Well, yeah, there's water that is foul, that is overrun by dead material and bacteria. But that is never a permanent condition, because at some point that dead material gets consumed.
Mm-hmm.
And when it does, then the bacteria begin to disappear, and the natural life of all of the other animals returns. So even if you have a fish tank that crashes, don't be afraid to let it improve, to let it get over the crisis. And the way to do that is to simply remove the dead material. Squirt is here. There she is.
Hi, Father Fish. Hi, Megan.
Hi.
How are you? Oh, look at this. How
We
pretty.
have a new tank.
Oh, my. How wonderful.
It's a 5.5. It's in my bird room with my cockatiels.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I love that piece of wood in there.
I know, isn't it great? I love this thing.
That's
It's very
a
unique.
nice, very, very nice piece.
I just got some of the plants that I have coming. today, so that's got lots more plants now. And I have the fish going in it. They're hanging out in the hospital tank because for some reason the heater I had in here wasn't getting it above 76. So I put the one that was in the hospital tank in here, and the temperature is rising, which makes me happy.
Oh, good. That looks wonderful.
It
Thank
really
you.
does.
You're gonna have
The
happy
plants
fish.
coming, and that's why there's a little bit of room here. I wanted a spot to put them.
Right. Looking great.
Thank you. But this is my third Father Fish tank now, Father Fish.
All right. You're doing wonderfully. Thank you so much.
See you guys.
Bye. I love seeing your tanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, I
She
guess
sends me pictures of her tanks on Discord all the time. It's awesome to see her little transformations.
yeah. Yeah. Ryan is here. Sidious.
Howdy, howdy.
How are you?
The day has ended. No more youth to teach. Except for my toddler accounts, right?
Yeah, I did not mention you a teacher. You teach biology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got a relatively fresh setup here. What are we sitting at? About a month. And yeah, hey, look, algae, everyone. Oh no, except no, algae's fine. In fact,
Right.
I have not fed this tank, but I had a surprise hitchhiking egg that somehow got in here. I still don't even know what the species is yet.
A fish.
Leaning towards probably one of my Madakas or maybe a rainbow fish. We'll
Oh
see.
yeah. Could be rainbow too.
Yeah.
That's a distinct possibility.
Yeah. And I'll tell everybody I haven't fed that tank. This tank has been completely running. It's got a very fat little fry in there. And again, it's all about the food web and, don't fear the algae, throw in some leaves and have a great time.
Right. Wonderful.
Yeah. So I figured I'd show that off. Never before seen.
By the way, your recent video hit 10,000 day 2. So it's really doing quite well. It's wonderful too. Just a brilliant piece of work. Really excellent video.
Yeah, I'd be very pleased. I'm glad that everybody else is having a great time with them too. You can always feel free to shoot me any suggestions or whatever. There'll be a point at which I'll run out of whatever creative juice I have.
It doesn't work that way. It seems to replenish itself.
Yeah. I guess it's an innate thing. There's another teacher on campus, and man, he's insane. I watched him have like a 5-10 minute conversation with a guy he didn't know, and it was at his retirement party. And then about 30 minutes later, when everybody's giving speeches, he comes up with this 30-minute long wild story about them going to Vegas with a script. And again, he hadn't met the man before and spent about 10 minutes with him.
Wow.
So it was pretty funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think creativity is a muscle.
I can agree with that.
Nice. So I talked to the publisher.
Ooh.
They have not gotten the final edit back to us. They're a little long getting it back. Not sure why. They may simply be trying to swallow their pride, because we have our own proofreader who finds herself in occasional conflict with the publisher's proofreader. So that's been interesting and instructive. But the next step then is formatting. So that's where we'll get into the pictures and graphics and whatnot.
Yeah. I'm really hoping I don't need to spend 3 days redoing all the pictures.
Yeah, really.
That
I
was
think
fun.
we'll be okay. I'm not sure. We may need to be fighting with them about that. They they said that their typical response is to start deleting graphics. I don't think there's a lot that we would be particularly happy deleting. So we may be in for a struggle over that issue. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, if anything, I take the existing and I turn them into collages of 4 instead of singlets.
Right,
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
right.
it'll save on space and all, but they won't be as detailed when you're looking at them.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
But we're getting there. We're going to have us a book.
yeah. And then I'll be able to put it in several different places and gloat about it for a minute, and then remember all the year of trial and error.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Some good and bad memories, I'm sure.
It was
Yeah.
just the free time I never had. But that's what I'm devoting to the videos now. Like a good 3 hours that I've got at the end of the night after the kids gone to bed.
Oh, I know.
Videos get made.
If it makes you feel any better, your videos do great on social media.
I'm gonna crank out a bunch of shorts here soon. I'm just waiting for summer break.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done, really, it's been shorts that has been the source of the significant growth for our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I could just pause on a long video for a week here and crank out a couple shorts, maybe.
Well, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Everybody give me shorts ideas in the comments there. We already did Hydra and worms, so what else do you want to see in a 1 to 3 minute video?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed with what you come up with. It's I've not offered, I don't think, a single suggestion, nor have I needed to.
Just the audio levels at first there, but I think we got that dialed in now.
Yeah, it's just real well done. I will need some help. This magazine article. I'm going to send some copy to get some video, and I'll need the online edition of this installed in the either the body of the video or as text or something.
Okay, I have that short that I had produced. Did you want me to follow up on that email? Is that why you sent it to me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll follow up with TFH, get the discount code, and then we can throw it up as a short anytime.
That would be great. Yeah. If we could get that up, we got to move on that because it's still current. That we've got a 2-month window really to promote it before the next issue comes out. So we want to be able to do that.
All right, we're on it, boss. In fact, you know what? I'll break out and I'll do it right now.
Thanks for coming up, Ryan.
Good to see you guys as always. I'll see you later on.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.
One of the absolute geniuses on this team. It just the quality of people who have gotten involved with this process. It really amazes me, and it's such a joyous experience for everybody. I think the only people who get upset are the packers, the people working in the shop, because they've got such an immense load on them. You know, what they do has to be perfect, and it's more than can be done in the available time. So they're the real heroes, I think. And they do a pretty impressive job of keeping their spirits up and keeping themselves in gear and active and working. So again, a lot of just really quality people involved on every level of this team. Let's see what else. Have you been following the chat?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Any questions you see, bring them up.
Okay.
There's Gord saying, I could never go back to the old way of tanks. I got into a bit of a battle with Channel. I'm not going to mention the channel. You can find it. They ostensibly were doing a comparison of Wallstead and Father Fish, except it was clearly pro Wallstead, and the channel owner made it very clear that his tanks were Wallstead tanks, and that he had not done very much research at all on Father Fish. Watched a few videos and picked some comments out that that he raised issues about. The way it ended up, I really I opened it and watched it with an open mind, hoping he would be fair, and it was not fair. He had no understanding of what we're doing and what this is really all about, and no interest in learning. He just wanted to take pot shots at things that he at red herrings, if you will, things that he thought were controversial, and at one point said, "All right, justify all of this. Why do you say this and that?" And I looked at that. I looked at the time it would take to research the issues he had raised, and realized it wouldn't make any difference anyway, because he still was going to be negative. So I just said, do your own research. Read the book. And I left it at that. And I think I'm how can I say this? I'm feeling these days a level of confidence that I haven't felt before. And it's based on the experience of literally 10,000 people who have, and we know it's 10,000 because we know that's how many have bought our product. And there has not been one single person of that 10,000 who has come back to us and said it doesn't work. Rather, the response has been the opposite. It has been, this is wonderful. This has changed my whole experience of the aquarium. It's given me confidence. It's given me joy. I'm feeling so much more in control, and so forth and so on. So, frankly, at this point, anyone who has anything bad to say about what we're doing is simply taking shots at us. They're just throwing stones. And they demonstrated that they're not fair-minded. They're not open-minded. They're not really interested in learning what we're doing. They just want to be in some kind of a scrum. They want a battle royal. And I'm not going to give it to them. I don't need to. So I got that off my chest now.
So Willie has a good question. And It says, what plants enjoy the hard water of an African rift lake with extremely hard water? pH is 8 or so, GH is 30. I like hard water with tangicans.
You shouldn't have said that. It went my brain. It's like a frog going. Tanganyika.
Tanganyika. Okay, so the K is silent. All right.
Tanganyika. Yeah, it's one of the major rift lakes in Central Africa. Malawi is the other one.
That's where all my cichlids are from, is Malawi.
But they're two totally different groups of fish. Totally different. It's really kind of remarkable. I've been building a Tanganyika collection, and I've got probably right now, I just got Calvus. I've got 5 or 6 species, but I'm going to be doing one of the new tanks as a Tanganyika tank. It'll probably be the 75. It probably won't be the 125, mainly because they're all small still. And the 75 will be adequate. They colonize, which is very different from the Malawi cichlids, which are a more open water fish. The Tanganyikas are a more territorial fish. So they establish little areas where they thrive. And that area can be acres after they develop hundreds of them. They become very large communities. The shell dwellers, for example, are a good illustration of that. These are fish that live in snail shells, and they raise their babies, lay their eggs and raise their babies. These can be vast beds of shell that are acres wide, and it's all these shell dwellers, of which there are 3 or 4 species. So just really remarkable fish, and I'm excited to be developing them. So what was the question? Did I answer the question?
So he was asking what plants.
Right. Any plants, most of the plants, particularly the stem plants, the sword plants, and the cryptocoranes, are all hard water plants. In fact, many of them are brackish water tanks. They actually live in salt water, and not in ocean water, but in like tidal river or tidal creek water. So there are a huge range of plants that do fine. About the only ones that really don't are things like the ferns, some of the floaters, the Aponogetans, which are the bulb plants. Those are more soft water plants and don't do nearly as well. Although rarely have I seen hard water kill plants. Sherry is here. Hi, Sherry.
Hello.
Let's see if we can
So this was my first aquarium.
get
I
you
had,
a tank sitting on its end. It's not landscaping.
sorry?
Turn your phone to the side. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not landscaping. It's just doing vertical. It's okay.
Okay.
We can see it. It's fine. Very nice.
Okay.
tank.
Thanks. But my fishes were getting sick in this tank. So I had posted it in Discord and I got some help.
Get real close
And
to it. Okay.
yeah. And I have another tank that I set it up in Father Fish method. This is a little dark because I'm in Germany right now and I think 1 a.m.
Your tank is standing on its end again.
Oh, sorry, again. Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, that's fine.
So this, I'm just starting it. So I
Oh,
just
very
have some
nice.
baby guppies in it.
Lovely.
But I'll be adding angelfish to it.
Excellent. That's
And this is my substrate. I ran out of sand. That's why it's like two colors here.
okay.
But then I ran out of sand again. So this is the thickness I got. I hope it's like enough.
It should be. It looks
Yeah.
like it'll be okay.
Okay.
How did you put the soil together?
So I mixed it up in actually a bucket. Your method, like potting soil, moss, and compost with
Oh, nice.
supplement. I got the supplement from the local dealer here, the European dealer.
Oh, wonderful.
And yeah, he was very helpful. He sent me a nice email and everything.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
And
glad to hear that.
genau. Yeah. And there's some moisture here in my mud layer. I don't know if it's okay. I don't know
Yeah,
how it got in.
not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
So
problem.
I want more plants, but they are like still growing quite fast. Like I got it like 2 weeks back, and they're like coming out of water right now.
Well, you can clip them and replant them.
Ah,
Your
okay.
stem
Yeah.
plants. That'll
Yeah.
give you more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks wonderful.
Yeah, it
I'm
does.
glad.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sherry. Very nice.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, isn't that grand?
It looks great.
Let's see. I wanted to deal with this. Brian, let me find a couple of other stuff. Yeah, I understand. I've had certainly the same experience. I think there are two ways to do this to get what you want. One is to keep trying from different sources, and you will find a source that has scuds and daphnia and so forth, copepods. The other way to do it is to simply buy the culture from Phillips. That's really why he's doing it, because it can be somewhat problematic finding and developing these culture from the wild. It's out there, and it really can be done. It just takes sometimes extra effort and finding newer places.
Mhm.
And I think one of the things that can help the most is to set up tubs outside and put some of that material in it, because that seems to have a way to develop a broader, a richer culture than simply the jars are able to do. Do not be concerned, however, that you don't have macrofauna. It is the microfauna that are the key to the food web, not the macrofauna. That is, it's the paramecium, the amoebas, the rotifer, the other tiny little critters that can only be seen with a microscope, that are the real hard workers in breaking down waste and in providing nutrients, providing food, especially for baby fish. So don't dismiss the fact that you don't see scuds in your tank if you've got live culture, because what you have in there is far more beneficial to your tank and to the fish than simply having a nice culture of scuds. I'm not suggesting you don't have them. You you should and can, but don't dismiss. Don't feel like you failed if you don't have them, because it's the microculture that's really the key to making the food web happen.
Adam has another good question. Should a food web be dispersed across the bottom, or can I put it in just the back of my cylinder tank?
Yeah, you certainly can put it in specific areas in the tank. You can even build areas that protect it from from uh, um, from reaching. In other words, if you build like a rock wall or even a sheet of plastic as a baffle, you can hold it in to a certain area. That's perfectly effective. If you don't like the look of a lot of leaves all over the tank, you don't have to have that, and you still can have the food web simply by keeping it local. What does Kelly Goodman say? Watch your tune around Father Fish. Oh, okay. I got that. Danny OCC is here.
Oh,
Hi there.
hi. I wanted to update you on my tank. Well, I put the guppy in quarantine after I put the pots in, but the other morning she
Danny
was
goes,
dead, so unfortunately
turn
she
the volume
became
down. Danny goes, turn your volume down.
Yeah.
It's coming across as muffled because it's too loud.
Yeah.
That's
Is
better.
that better?
That is a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I planted the quarantine tank after I left your live stream. I don't know, I might have put two little plants, but the next morning the guppy wasn't alive. So, yeah, that's unfortunately
I
how
could have
it is in
trouble
life.
understanding him.
Yeah, I can't either.
Okay.
But
Yeah, go ahead. There's
there's
a
also a platy here that's gonna give birth in in a few days. She's already very fat.
Oh, a platy
So,
is looks like it's about to have babies.
yeah, wait. She's on the other side right now.
look at all the things.
Where is she
Oh,
hiding
nice.
right now?
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's a nice food web. Show us that food web again. That's very
Wait, I
nice.
can't hear you.
Very well done.
I couldn't hear you right now.
I love it. That allows
Here's the platy.
the macroalgae to be or the macrofauna to be able to move around without being seen by the fish. Nice.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff like moss and stuff like that.
Yes.
That a lot of macrofauna and like
Right.
baby shrimp and stuff like that can hide in.
Yeah, it also allows things like mosses to grow better. It
Yeah.
provides direct nutrition.
I've also realized that my rabbit snails have been breeding a lot. In this tank, I've seen about two little baby rabbit snails, maybe more. And in this tank, I've seen about three rabbit snails. But it looks like it will probably stop because this was probably the last game for one of them
Right.
because he looks like he passed. But this tank that I have right here, you can see that the water is very low. I'm gonna be moving it tomorrow. And I wanted to ask you, when do you think I should put the guppies in the main tank? Because I've had them here for about a week and a half. They're doing pretty good. One of them is even pregnant. I don't know where she is right now. Somewhere in the plants. Right here.
Ah, that's
But
a pretty healthy looking fish, isn't it?
thank you. But I don't know when I should put them in the main tank.
I love your tanks, Danny. It's really
He was
very nice.
he's asking when he could put the guppies in his main tank. It's been about a week and a half and they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I would move them. That's fine. Just go ahead and
Okay.
do a few at a time.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna move the black and white ones, the tuxedo ones, I think.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna move the tuxedos tomorrow then, and the
Beautiful.
other two I'm gonna wait
Yeah,
a week.
very nice.
Very nice.
Do you want me to show you any of the other things? Maybe the better. He's also doing pretty good.
Ah, see if I've got anything. Yes, let's see.
Yep, a betta.
Is it just the one? That's a female. Do you have a male?
I don't know how to record it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Here she is.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that. It's full of. Oh, is that babies?
Uh, Wait, babies? Like, do you mean if this is for babies or if she's had babies?
Ah, nice.
Because I have my volume down a lot, so I'm not muffled as much. So I hear you worse.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I can hear you now. Could you please repeat what you had said?
Nice. Beautiful
Yeah.
text. Thank you, Daniels.
Thank you.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
You,
It's a shame that the frogs don't usually come out.
yeah. Have you been able to get on our Discord server yet? The show.
Yes, I have. I have been
Okay.
able to get on the Discord
Do
server.
be posting over there. I'm sure that the folks who are looking for videos and stills are going to be interested in your tanks. Well,
Oh, okay.
yeah. It would
If
love
you
to
want,
Okay then.
my Discord name is Megan Bocook. If you want to send me videos and pictures of your tank, I would love to use them for social media.
Okay, I'll send you some. Sure.
Nice.
I have a camera here that I use for taking pictures of the tanks even.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
Yeah. And do your corridors also lay around all day, Father Fish?
What did he
Because
say?
mine are very lazy.
I'm not sure.
So you're having trouble with Corey's or?
No, I'm asking if yours are also very lazy because I don't know. They look pretty fine, but I'm just making sure if it's normal behavior.
I'm not getting it.
They're just, he's wondering if them laying down like that is normal behavior, I believe.
Like being lazy all day.
I would say so, yes. There's
Yeah,
probably
okay.
so much food in there that they don't have to move around much to be
Oh
having.
yeah, probably.
I
They love the detritus.
yeah. Look for eggs on the glass early in the morning.
Yeah, I also, I have nerites in here. I've heard about what you said that they should live in brackish tanks, but I don't know where to put them. Uh, what kind of size of an aquarium or tank, or uh, just what size would be good for full nerites? Because I don't think that this is the best environment after I've heard what you said.
Very good. Thank you, Danny. Yes.
Thank
Happy to
you.
have you come up.
Oh, bye.
Bye bye. Yeah.
He's got a great food web going on.
Oh, he's got great tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't get his audio right.
Yeah.
It's muffled for some reason. Oh, I had to go turn the AC on. I turned it off a couple of days ago, and I've been sitting here gasping for air. And I looked, and the temperature is 86 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
So I cranked up the AC. That'll make Brenda happy.
I know my husband's always doing that same thing. I'm like, we are not polar bears. It's like 68 degrees in here. It's freezing. I'm wearing a sweatshirt and sweatpants. I feel Brenda's pain on that one.
Right.
86 degrees is hot.
Well, part of the issue is you have to fight with the temperature if you have tropical fish.
Yep.
Because if they're in an environment that's 75 degrees, that means you got to have heaters in every tank, and you got to kick the temperature up. And if it fails, you wind up with ick in a tank.
Yep.
So it's a real problem. But you've also got to be able, the humans have to be able to survive as well and be relatively comfortable.
And that's why I have heaters in every one of my tanks, so that way I don't have to worry about it.
Right. So I do too. So we will kick the AC back on. Can you tell the gender of course? Yes, Cinnamon, you can. The easiest way is with mature kois. It's the same as with neon tetras. A good friend of mine, dear friend Merle Cohen, traveled to Thailand to learn how they were breeding neons. So he got to the farm and talked to the owner, and he said, "Go talk to that boy out there." And there was a little boy about 12 years old who was on a platform that was filled with tanks. There's 100 yards of tanks. And Merle said to him, he must have spoken English, I don't know. "How do you do this?" And the boy said, "Oh, very easy. I pick out one fat one and one skinny one. And the fat one is the female, and the skinny one is the male. 99% of the time." So that's how you do it. The fat cories are females, the skinny ones are males. And it works. If you feed them well, feed them worm if you can, blackworm or shrimp or some other food that with a lot of protein that they're going to beef up on. That's what the eggs need. They need protein. So you need to feed protein if you want to get the female to egg up and you want to spawn them. Blackworms are a great way to do it. You can do it with brine shrimp. with frozen shrimp, with other frozen products. But you absolutely need live food to get Corys to dependably and consistently breed. And then pick out the fat one and the skinny one. Now, here's the trick. They will spawn on the glass early in the morning. So you need to get there early in the morning. You need to look for eggs. And if you see eggs, you need to remove them because they will eat their own eggs right off the glass. They don't exactly go behind themselves and gobble them up. But once they're finished spawning, it's fair game. So you need to time this so that you're getting there right as they're spawning or finishing spawning. And that usually is first light, within an hour of dawn. You need to get in there and pull the eggs off. And then you can put them in a bare container with when air's down and just bubble them. They'll hatch in about 2 days. In 2 more days, they're ready to eat. And you can start feeding microfauna, microscopic food right away. Microfauna is best, but if you don't have it, you can feed the micro-prepared foods. A good food for them is any kind of boiled, soft vegetable.
Very
Or
interesting.
egg yolk or like that. But try not to do that because it's easy without the water with those kinds of foods, and that'll kill the babies. If you can do microworm or hatch out brine shrimp, that's perfect. All right, what are we doing time-wise? We got about half an hour left here.
Yeah.
Crank my volume back up. What's happening in the chat?
I was just looking at that.
Cinnamon is saying she's got a albino Cory. It's pretty easy to tell, really. Just they're structurally they're that way. It's not even a matter of the female being egged up. It's a different body structure. The male has a more narrow, smaller body structure. The female typically bigger.
Liz has a pretty good question. How do you feel about beta sororities? Good or bad idea? And is there a way to acclimate multiple females so that way they get along?
The easiest way is to simply get sisters from the same spawn because they've grown up together. I keep all of my betas in sororities. I rarely will keep multiple adult males together. Usually they squabble and fins get torn. So I don't do that. But I will keep males in with females, and I do that routinely. Occasionally they'll spawn in a community tank. They don't do it often, but they will. But I always keep juveniles and females in colonies. As the male juveniles mature, you can see that they're going to be a male, and you can separate them out at a point where it becomes clear you've got a male. They develop more finnage. It's pretty easy to be able to tell.
And lots of plants.
Lots of plants, that's right. Dina is feeling sick, Diane. Um, she's in bed. She gets terribly racked with pain about once a month, um, and is just laid up for 1 to 2 days. So she'll probably be back in here tomorrow, and I'm sure she'll be back on Sunday. How to grow stem plant. If you can set up a dirted tank, the stem plant will explode in growth in a dirted tank. In a brand new tank, do not push the stem down into the soil. Let me explain why. We put a lot of ingredients in our soil. A lot of it is various minerals uh, and other material that interact with each other in a natural, normal process called chelation. Now, the end result of chelation is materials that are developed as a result of the interaction of several of these elements, which, as they interact, create material that is uniquely available to plants. However, during that early process, which is a 2 to 3 month process, can last a little longer, maybe 4 to 5 months, never longer than that. During that period, if the roots come in contact with that chelation process, it generates enough heat and enough chemistry to burn the root and to burn the plant. So our suggestion is if you have 1 inch of dirt and 2 inches of sand, which is what we recommend, push the stem plants down 1 inch into the sand. The roots will find nutrients. They go on a quest. They send out roots looking for food, looking for nutrients. And they'll find them very quickly because they tend to rise up in that first inch. So there'll be a meeting of the two at about 1/2 inch from the bottom of the sand layer. And they will feed there and they'll grow there. And that happens very quickly in a matter of days. That level of nutrient is available to the roots of plants. Now, if you have an older, well-established tank, it won't make any difference. You can push the plant root all the way down into the dirt and it will be perfectly fine. But this is setting up these tanks is a process, and having an understanding of the process simply makes life easier. It means you can work in harmony with what's happening. Can I grow it in water? What is all in one referring to? Okay. Jacob is here. Let's get Jacob up here. Chat with him. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Cleaned some of this out today so that don't take over. There was a lot up in there at the top.
Nice.
So I gutted some of that back and then cleaned the sponge filters. So I cleaned all four of them today and cleaned it up pretty nice. And then I got the wrong filter because
I
I
love
didn't
my
know. I think this is a 5 to 15 because this is a 10 to 30 and this thing is huge compared to this one. This one's small. And this one don't have no adjust. So you just plug it in and I guess it's either overpowering or not enough. Is it going to probably be?
Yeah. Well, so long as it's putting out.
And then
Filter
look
floss
at
stuffing it is also a good way to break up
oh
the
yeah,
flow as well.
that's all I use. Filter floss is good. See
Mm-hmm.
him? Okay, see that bleeding heart? Look how chunky he's got. Is that normal?
It's a little blurry.
Yeah, the white one.
Him.
I can't.
The,
The one above it.
the
Yeah,
bleeding heart.
that looks like eggs. It looks like a female with eggs.
That one is a male because of his back pectoral thing. It looks like a wiener. It's the female one would be more of a curvy one. I found out.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Okay, so it could be a female.
It could be. I would almost guess it is. It's broader. The male would be thinner body.
Right.
I would guess that's a female.
Because I was told by that white.
Yeah, you can't go by the image on Tetris.
He's doing good too. That shark, is that probably about as big as he's gonna get?
Well, they can get bigger. They typically don't. He might grow another half inch or so. Might grow another inch, but not likely to be bigger than that. He's what about?
And then, so you see him? That's a male black phantom. So I have 4 females in here, and he actually chases them around in a circle, and he'll take his fins and like shake them near her. So I think he's actually trying to get her to induce him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're probably spawning. She probably is releasing eggs. What you want to do is take them out and set up a container where you can capture the eggs.
See, there's one of the females out of the 4. See the redness? That's how you can tell by them, I was told too. The redness on the bottom.
Black skirt tetras.
Nice, Jacob. Pretty fish. Looking good.
Tanks look great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
so much. Take care.
Yeah.
Okay, so I promised Christian I would get to this this question. I don't want him yelling at me. So he wants to know, how long does it take to train dwarf tiger lotus to stop sending leaves to the surface?
That's a really good question. It's really a function of your pruning skills. And the practical application is, whenever you see a stalk rising up, cut it off. After a period of time, it'll stop sending them up. Eventually, the larger leaves in the water will die off, and it will go into a hibernation, which can last for months, and then we'll start growing again. And initially, we'll grow just those aquatic leaves, the pretty ones. But it's really a matter of cutting off every single one that shoots up until they stop doing it. I don't know how long that takes. I know it. I know you can do it. I know it works because I've done it. Probably a month or two, I would guess. I don't know. Good question.
Yeah, my tiger lotus is all of like a year and a half, and yeah, I still haven't been able to figure that out.
We say about 3 inches of sand cap, Charles. I don't think it really matters. I think what's important is getting the food web going because that provides nutrients at the surface. And that's been the real problem with the sand cap, kind of from the beginning. It was really when we discovered the food web that we began to deal with one of the major problems that the sand cap system has, a major drawback, which is a lack of nutrients at the surface of the substrate. The food web overcomes that. So, in a sense, it doesn't matter. I don't believe there's any particular advantage to having it deeper. If it winds up deeper, you don't need to remove it. Simply be building your food web.
Great points.
Prodigious got a new job. Congratulations. Proud of you.
Not a whole lot going on in the chat. Everyone's talking though, so that's good.
Right.
Are earthworms casings enough of a fertilizer to use with mineralized sifted soil, or should I add other things?
I'm not getting this. Do that again. Read it again.
All right. Are earthworm casings enough of a fertilizer to use with mineralized sifted soil, or should I add other things?
Well, you can use that as the compost material. That's essentially composted soil. So the ratio is 2 parts peat moss, 1 part potting soil, and 1 part some kind of compost, which can be pond muck, it can be worm casings, it can be finished mulch, black cow, any high quality, typically a mulch material, a finished composted material. So yeah, you can certainly use that. Don't put it in more than 20 to more than it should not be more than 25% of the soil mix. And then the supplement is simply added to that 2-1-1. It's not really measured in. The way you measure it is that the bag you get is good for 100 gallons. So if you have a 25-gallon tank, then you put 1/4 of it in. If you have a 10-gallon tank, you put 1/10 of it in. And you just mix it in thoroughly with the soil that you've created in that 2-1-1 solution. Now put that down, cap the whole thing, put it down at an inch layer. If you want to know how much to make up, there is a formula in the Discord that will allow you to determine precisely how much you need for the size tank you have.
Yeah, the Discord is a really good tool.
It's loaded with valuable information and valuable people. There
Mm-hmm.
are a wonderful group of people there who volunteer their time and effort to help folks.
I've been getting on Maeve to come up and join us on a live, but she won't do it.
No. Yeah, that's hopeless. I'll ask. I've never asked. I know
I'm
better.
determined. I'll
Right.
get her one day.
She does not have a camera or a mic.
Well, I'll send her one.
Good luck with that. She is our Delphi oracle.
Mm.
The oracle at Delphi, if you don't know the story, in the ancient Greek temples, there was a hole in the altar, and one spoke one's question to God through that hole, and out would come a voice, a disembodied voice, with the answer, and it was referred to as the oracle, and this was in the temple at Delphi. Well, it was actually a group of priests and priestesses sitting in a back room responding to queries as they came in. But that was little known and little understood. Our master of wisdom and all things complex is our oracle at Delphi, who is never seen and whose voice is never heard. I have never seen. I have never heard.
That's funny. I'm gonna get her one of these days. I'm
I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm locked in. And
I
if
don't
you
know.
know, I spent an evening with her years ago talking about her ancestry. And it's
Oh yeah.
utterly amazing. Just
Mm-hmm.
utterly amazing. She is
I know.
she's from one of the lost tribes of Israel that has remained a lost tribe even unto today,
That's
but
crazy.
is identified in a way that is not recognized by the priests, by those who determine membership in the original family. It's an amazing story. Had to do with the group that settled in India for maybe 1,000 years and then migrated out of there. Amazing stuff. She is the woman is an absolute genius. Has been
She
a
is.
brilliant, just a brilliant support to our system.
I
And
don't think I've asked her a single question she hasn't been able to answer and explain. That's the best part. She explains it as well.
in excruciating detail.
Yeah.
And textually. So you can go back and read it. So there is a record. Yeah, just remarkable. So early on, we determined that was her role. Our oracle.
She fits it very well.
I think so. Christian wants to know what areas and
Mike sent us a $1.99 super sticker.
thank you, Mike. Here it is, right there. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. And then Danny O's from asked if scuds interfere with shrimp and what's the best way to catch them from your resurrection jar?
No, they do not. And the best way to catch them is a really good question. You can use an eyedropper with a long tube or a 1/4 inch air line and just kind of suck them out. It's a little tricky and you can only do one or two at a time. The best way is to simply get a nice culture of them and then use a net and catch a bunch and put them in the tank.
I had actually talked to Tony about that because I had gotten some of his cultures, and he had said the way that he does it is gets a like 10-inch, an 8 to 10-inch net, puts a piece of zucchini in the net, and allows them to kind of eat off of the zucchini, and then just pulls the net up real fast.
Oh, that's cool. So he traps them, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, right. I think I'm wearing out here. We're gonna shut this down. We always start 15 minutes early. So
Yeah, we're
not,
at 2 hours.
we're over 2 hours, yeah. But I think we'll just call it an evening, guys. Fun to be with you. What do we at? About 70 folks here still.
Yeah.
Let me see if I got us. I think I do. We're right there. Let me get over here. And right there.
I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love
Bless you
my
all.
little fishes
Good night,
as they
everyone.
swim about their home.
Great to be with you.
When the sunlight
Thank you,
shines
Megan,
upon
very
them
much.
You're
and
welcome.
their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my
Megan is my
heart
new
longs to
girl
go.
Friday.
I imagine scenes of beauty
Yeah, I don't know what that's
and
from.
feel the
Probably a
warmth
movie.
of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never
Oh, love you
found
all.
peace
Good night,
that
everybody.
comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Night, Megan.
Night.
Night, John Boy.
See you later.